There we go. That's looking very short that way. My chair was way down. Yours is too.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to change it.
Are we live?
Live.
We
Do
are
you
live.
guys hit this stuff on your show? Do we hit this?
No, we don't do that here.
I thought you did.
Now we are.
Didn't you do it last time?
Last week we did.
Yeah.
We did. We started it, and then the power went off, and I'm like,
Oh, that's right.
forget
that's right. Last week we had like 4 tries.
I have to admit, I like the Streamlab threesome here.
all right, we're here at the Place It Show where our focus is season long, and we got some interesting things that happened this past week that we're all gonna put our 2 cents in on.
Oh yeah.
I'm just here to make sure your energy.
Yeah,
level's
yeah.
good.
I was at a wedding
I'm
this
just here so I don't
weekend.
get fined.
Yeah.
You came in hot. I didn't sense any energy level decrease. Did you? Cuz I mean, that was some of your best work. I was like, damn. I thought
Yep.
you looked tired earlier. Now you don't.
I
He's
still
ready to
feel
go now.
tired.
The lights changed.
Fantasy
You.
I'm
Football will
recovering
always
from
fire you
a
up.
wedding.
How many seltzers did you drink?
I don't know.
Just give me a rough.
He lost
estimate.
count.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Over a dozen a day.
No, not a dozen a day. Maybe a dozen, like 1 or 2 of those days. There's one day where I literally just slept the entire time.
Wow, that
The
was
whole-
probably, you probably needed it.
Yeah, it was Saturday.
Oh,
I
yeah,
slept
you
the
needed
entire
it.
day.
You did. You probably needed it.
Yeah. Anyways,
I wish we had slept Sunday, but we won't talk about that right
yeah,
now.
Sunday was
a crazy day.
Sunday
man.
was painful. It was one of the most boring days of football I've ever experienced. Even though I didn't watch it very much, every time I
Yeah.
tried to tune in, it was just terrible and more terrible.
Nothing exciting ever happening.
Well, as a
Nothing.
Lonely Bachelor, I did watch every minute of it, and it was awful. It was painful. I walked, actually. I went on a walk.
You're like, man, I gotta go walk this off. It's so
is
boring.
just so boring.
It was very boring.
I
The
didn't see any future coming that like led me to believe it was going to change anytime soon.
No,
either,
and
And
it
it
so-
never
didn't.
did. It never
You know,
did.
the 2 top scoring wide receivers were last week. Do you know who they were?
No, I
Do you wanna-
don't, to be
you wanna-
honest.
You want to guess? Do either of you want to guess?
I know.
I should.
Why,
know.
that's
Do you wanna
right. I already
do you
did.
want to give the
Yeah,
give a
let's
guess,
let
Matt?
Matt guess.
I really no brain's not there right now.
No?
Yeah, let's
It
let
was Elijah Moore
Okay.
and Devontae Smith. Those are
Wow.
the 2 highest
Wow.
scoring wide
Yeah,
receivers
yeah.
on the
Wow.
league.
that got a lot of Elijah Moore in
Pretty
season long,
exciting.
so I'm excited about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he looks good.
I really like Elijah Moore. I hope that the Jets can keep getting him the ball.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about him some. First, we're going to talk about Odell Beckham. He cleared the waivers today. So now, tomorrow, he basically is a free agent, and any team can sign him, and he can actually influence where he goes to. I've read a couple reports on 3 teams that are possibly his landing spot. The first one I read was the Packers. How does that make you feel about Odell Beckham going to the Packers?
Hit it, cuz.
I mean, that would be a big boost for Odell Beckham, right?
Right, I think
Yeah.
so.
I
Anything's
mean,
a big boost for
It
Odell
would cut
Beckham.
into Devontae Adams a little bit, but I mean, you would think that makes Aaron Rodgers like a stud the rest of the year.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
got some text Sunday at some point saying that he had signed with the Bucks.
No, that was
That would be crazy.
That was a meme.
Okay.
I got that too, and it tricked me for a second. I was
It
like,
tricked
what?
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I told people that
I
he had
didn't see
signed with
that.
the Bucks. I was
No,
like,
you didn't sign with the
I
Bucks.
was like, genius. That's genius. Damn, that's
Now they've got
Watch
4
it
wide
happen.
receivers.
I mean, watch
you know?
it happen.
Yeah.
Maybe it will happen. But the other 2 that I saw, or actually that you said you mentioned seeing, was the Patriots and Seahawks.
Yeah, I've heard that both of them have at least said that they're going to make some kind of attempt to sign him. So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see what happens.
Out of
But
those 3 teams, the Packers, the Patriots, and the Seahawks, what do you think benefits Odell Beckham the most? Which team do you think would make him look like a
Seahawks.
star? Seahawks?
I would say maybe the Patriots.
Patriots?
They got
with Mac
really
Jones?
no wide receivers.
Yeah, that's right. They don't really have anyone. They got Jacoby Myers, who still hasn't been in the end zone.
His route tree improves as the play breaks down. So
Yeah.
I think Russell Wilson rolling out could help.
Could
And
be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like all 3 locations.
Yeah,
It'll be
I don't
exciting
really-
to see him somewhere else other than Cleveland. 'cause
I don't really hate
It
any
seems
of these.
at this point any team is better than Cleveland, right?
Absolutely. You could go play for
I'm tired of.
some Canadian team and
I'm
still
glad
have a better
Mayfield would
experience.
perform this week without him. I'm tired of Mayfield taking his smoke.
Yeah.
I feel like it's interesting that Baker Mayfield's consistently better when Odell Beckham is not on the field.
Right, right. And
Do you know why that is?
Why is that?
Because I'm going to steal this from my probably NFL Live or something. It's because the plays they run when Odell Beckham is not out there are set plays without reads. So he's dropping back, throwing. The play is just designed for the ball to go there. When Beckham is on the field, he's supposed to read. His first look is Beckham.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not doing set plays.
Mm.
So they're doing literally no read plays now.
Yeah,
And
I've heard that also. That
Yeah,
a
it's
lot
where
of the times
and
Odell
that's where
Beckham.
People Jones is going to be his strength because it's like he's doing moves where the play is designed for him to be on one-on-one.
And Odell Beckham knows where he's going to. It seemed
Yeah.
like him and Baker Mayfield.
Anyway, it'll be nice. I hope both of them do well.
Yeah, I hope Odell Beckham finally gets the opportunity to be Odell Beckham again. But yeah, that's all that we've got figured out on Odell Beckham right now. It's going to be an
we'll
interesting
see.
week to see where he ends up landing.
We'll get some news on him in the next day or two.
Yeah,
I'm sure,
maybe
and
even
then-
while we're on the podcast, we might even get
Yeah.
some news from him. But the next person, or go ahead.
So fun things, predictions. Where is he going to land?
I think the Packers is where he's going to land. If I had to,
I
bet money
I
on
think
it.
Seahawks would be fun. I don't think he goes to the Seahawks because I don't know that they see themselves as true contenders. I
Right.
think he goes. I'm going to go Tampa Bay just for fun.
I feel like
okay.
I'd be shocked if he went to Tampa Bay.
Me too.
It'd
but
be
It's
crazy.
exciting,
That'd be
though.
so.
why not?
It would be exciting though.
It'd be
he's
a crowded
definitely ring
outfield
hunting.
for
I mean,
sure.
he would definitely be ring hunting, right? I
Right.
mean,
Oh yeah, ring hunting. I mean, that'd be
so if you
a
were
great
ring
landing
hunting
spot for
this
him.
year, where would you go other than Tampa Bay? Maybe the Rams.
I think Tampa Bay
I
is
heard the
probably
Rams, or I've heard some players say that they want the Rams to make the push for him. So whatever that's
the
worth.
Rams are all in, right?
Yeah,
So
I think my favorite out of these would be the Patriots. I think I'd be the most excited.
do you know where I want him?
Yeah, I think so too.
Where
the
do you want
Jets.
the Jets?
I think he'd be great there.
With Mike White throwing to him, possibly.
I just don't. I'm not a big OBJ.
I don't know if
fan.
Odell
They stay-
Beckham could handle the New York media.
I loved OBJ. I love OBJ coming out of college, and I don't love this version of OBJ. I like LSU version of OBJ.
Yeah. Real quick, we got a question, and
What
then
if he
we'll
goes back to the
move on to the
Giants,
next
though?
person. This guy can't read his name. Floyd, maybe? Or
This is one I've seen before.
is this what's his name? Can you see that, Josiah?
I can't read it really well here. Like maybe Fike CD.
Fike CD.
I'm guessing. That's what
Mark
that is.
Andrews or George Kittle?
Yeah, he's asking Mark Andrews or George Kittle for the rest of the rest of the year. Which one you like more?
I like George Kittle the rest of the year more. I think that he's just getting healthy, and San Francisco is going to need him a lot going forward. I think Mark Andrews is going to slowly get worked out of the route tree in Baltimore as Bateman gets more involved and Sammy Watkins comes back.
And Kittle started for the first time in a while this past week, and he did pretty good. He
Yeah.
did
I'm going to
he
take
did
the other.
normal
I'm
Kittle.
going to take the other side of that one.
You like Mark
You like
Andrews?
Mark Andrews?
And
You're
I'm
just
going
an
to go
OU
with
guy.
there's that. I didn't go to OU, but I'm a fan.
Yep.
I think Kittle's an injury away from being shut down for the season because they're so bad.
Okay. Yeah. I
So
can see that.
Andrews, they're playing for championships. Kittle, if he hurts anything, they could shut him down. Anyway, that's. Other
Yeah.
than that, I would agree with Kittle.
Okay. All right. So the next person we got listed here to talk about is Elijah Moore for the Jets. He's
Yeah.
he's been looking pretty good. In fact, I have him on my no longer dusty fantasy team because
Gus did
yeah,
right.
the dust is out. The last 3 weeks, he's had at least 6 targets. Last week, he had 8, 2 touchdowns for 84 yards. He caught all but one of those targets. He had 23.9 points. He's probably going to be a pretty hot waiver wire asset this week. I like what I'm seeing from Elijah Moore.
I love Elijah Moore's talent.
Yeah.
I loved Elijah Moore going into the draft. I was hoping Zach Wilson would be a little better than he has been, and he definitely held Elijah Moore back, I think. But if they can keep getting him the ball, he's a playmaker.
Yeah, he absolutely is. What do you think, Matt?
I love Elijah Moore. Yeah, I think he's great. I think he's going to continue to be. I'd say he averages about 16 to 17 points here on out, fantasy wise.
I would like to see that because I was the lucky one that got to pick him up off the waiver wires. Not this week, but last week. He's only 15% owned across ESPN leagues, so like I said, probably a pretty hot waiver wire ad this week. I liked what I saw.
I see no Jets future that doesn't include him, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
For sure, yeah.
It feels like they might be building or looking to build around this guy in the future.
They're kind of unleashing the young guys.
Yeah, they are.
Well, what do you think it means for Corey Davis? You're a Corey Davis fan.
I
do you
think,
think that this means that he's taken some steps back?
yeah, Corey Davis will probably, not get as many looks because I feel like they're really going to keep trying to get him the ball because he's so far pretty good at catching the ball and
Yeah.
creating points out of it. And the other thing I want to say is Mike White still looked good this week, even though he got injured. So far, the first 2 games in Mike White's career that he started, he was injured in both of them. So that's a bit of a concern.
Well, that was the next thing I was going to ask you. if you have Elijah Moore, who do you want to be the quarterback on that team?
I still want Mike White or even John Jones. He killed it too. I haven't really liked
Josh Johnson,
or
yeah.
Josh Johnson. haven't really liked.
But if
Zach
they want to go
Wilson
get
very much.
John Jones, that'd
yeah, I
be fun to
wouldn't
watch.
saddle up to that horse.
No,
every week.
I'm just talking like from what I've seen. Zach Wilson is not very much fun for me to watch. I like Mike White the most out of those three for sure.
He certainly.
I still like Zach Wilson's potential.
I think Mike White looks the most competent. Right
Yeah,
now,
I
of
do.
course.
I agree with that 100%. I like Mike White the most out of the quarterbacks there. But yeah, I like Elijah Moore. The next person.
I like Elijah Moore a lot too.
Yeah, I think it's a solid stash and a solid waiver wire pickup this week.
Yep.
Next person we get to talk about is very interesting. It's James Conner, with
Conner.
Chase Edmonds being out for at least a couple weeks.
I think Connor was
It's like a
worthy of
3-year
pickup.
flashback.
Oh
of
yeah.
James Conner,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah. James Conner looked really good even before Chase Edmonds went out. He's been like doing a lot with the work that he's been getting.
Yeah, he's been extremely productive this year.
Yeah, he's 81% owned across ESPN leagues. Last week he had 21 rushing attempts, 96 yards, and 2 touchdowns, 37.8 fantasy points. And now there is no Chase Edmonds.
He's also been great on the red zone, and Arizona
And a
gets on the goal line all the time. So I mean, he's getting plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, and a
plenty of
season long.
opportunities.
If he's available, just pick him up.
Pick him up and feel good about it. He had
Yeah.
5 targets last week as well. Caught all 5 of them for 77 yards and another touchdown. So that was 3 touchdowns last
a very
week.
dynamic touchdown for
Yeah,
James Conner too.
yeah.
Involved.
Yeah, he looked really good. Looked
Yeah.
really good.
He looked the part yesterday.
And something
Sunday,
interesting, Eno Benjamin, is that his name? The handcuff? Eno Benjamin?
Eno Benjamin.
Out of Arizona State.
Yeah.
Enos Benjamin. Yep.
Yep. He had 9 attempts for 39 yards and another rushing touchdown. So they
Yeah.
had 3 rushing touchdowns that game.
I've got Benjamin in some best ball stuff.
Yeah,
You
I
might
have
got
him
to
too.
use him last week.
Some DK best ball
Yep.
stuff. for
I got
sure.
him stashed in my in the dynasty league that we're in. He's just sitting on my taxi squad, so I haven't been able to use him. But
Wow, Taxi Squad. That's a deep dynasty.
it's
league.
a
It's a deep
deep.
dynasty
There's
league,
nothing
absolutely.
on the waiver wires in that
Yep.
team. But I really like James Conner. My only concern with James Conner is the fact that he's very injury prone. Like there's been multiple times where he's been injured for multiple weeks for different reasons.
Yeah, my
And-
number one concern with James Conner is I think that part of the reason that he's been so productive this year is he's had a limited workload. And if they expand that, I don't know if he can sustain that workload at this point in his career.
Yeah. But I like James Conner a lot.
Yeah.
I think they start using Rondell Moore to run a lot more.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. I think Rondell Moore will average like probably 6 rushes, 7 rushes a game.
Rondell
I think
Moore's-
he's already probably at 3 or 4.
Let me see. I'm gonna
Yeah,
check
he
it out.
gets a few.
Yeah.
I had one of the dudes in our fantasy league try to send me a trade for Rondell Moore, and honestly, I didn't really know who he was. So I was like,
Wow, you don't know who Rondell Moore? Did you not see him play Ohio State 2 years ago?
No, I don't watch
oh
college
my God.
football.
He
But
smoked Ohio State. Did you watch that?
I didn't see it now.
Oh my God.
Rondell Moore
No.
had 5 targets. He had 1 rushing attempt the week before, or
That's
two the week
Okay.
before that.
What do you have last week?
Nothing.
No
Nothing.
rushing tips?
No, nothing that week.
Okay, maybe
But-
I'm wrong.
I mean, I don't know. We could.
We'll see.
He's had multiple other weeks, so we'll see what happens. If
How much would you be wanting to get James Conner on your team if you don't have him? Would you be willing to go trade for him?
I just lost Derrick Henry, yeah, I think I'd try to get him.
Yeah.
Didn't
So-
your Dusty team just lose Derrick Henry?
Yeah, but we did a trade. I did a trade with someone in the league, and you can look at the team
I
now
was
here in just a
noticing that
second.
your team looked different. Who did he talk out of players, huh?
He
so-
made a big trade. You-
A
Backroom
huge trade.
deal. Backroom
Very
deal.
big
huh?
It
trade.
wasn't a backroom deal. It was a player. It was another team that literally has no chance in the playoffs, and we're a keeper team where the player that you get them for, you get to keep their value for. So I had a $40 Derrick Henry stashed, where in this league all the top running backs go for like $100 and $110. So next
Right.
year he gets Derrick Henry for $50. In return, I didn't get any keepers, but I got Tom Brady, Josh Jacobs, Keenan Allen, and who was the other
Antonio
person?
Brown.
Antonio Brown. Yeah.
So you're playing for this year.
I'm playing for this year. Yeah, I went all in on this year. So I lost Derrick Henry. It was a
You also
bittersweet
traded
moment.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence and Marvin Jones were involved in
Yeah.
that trade
Wow.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I like both sides of it and a keeper.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. So I get to play for this year. Now I feel more confident in this year.
I
And-
noticed when you brought the team Dusty up, it looked a lot different.
Yeah, not so dusty anymore,
I
right?
don't know about that. No.
What?
Are you willing to go not Dusty, cuz?
His team's pretty good at this point. Probably going to lose this week, but
He's only saying that because I'm playing him.
I mean,
he is.
it is pretty stacked.
My
Is
team's
Robinson
pretty good
back?
too.
I like I'm a supporter of your team.
Yeah, no longer Dusty. All right. Did you say what you wanted to say about James Conner or Chase Edmonds or?
No, I still want to talk about James Conner a minute. So
Okay.
I think we should try to get a good base on how we feel about James Conner at this point. So I'm gonna throw some names at you. You tell me if you like James Conner better.
Let's hear it.
Okay, I'm gonna start with one of your own players. So we'll see if we can get an honest answer. Josh Jacobs, who do you like?
I like James Conner.
You like James Conner better.
Yeah.
Wow.
What about, let's say, DeAndre Swift?
Ooh. You play daily fantasy. You know the answer to that.
We'll just assume
I'm
half
gonna
PPR.
I'm gonna
It's a good middle
go.
ground.
I'm gonna
Stop.
go with James Conner.
Really?
I've never been a
Really?
big Swift fan, and in fact, we played
I
him.
mean,
What
James
was it?
Conner
Last
just
week?
scored
Because
40
you don't
points.
like math, evidently. and
James
numbers.
Conner scored 40 points. Has Swift had any
I
40-point
agree.
games?
Connor did have a great game.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Swift may have he definitely has a 30-point game.
yeah, he does somewhere.
Yeah, he's had some good games. I like Swift a lot. That
Yeah, I
is a
don't
hard
hate
one.
Swift. That's why I
Swift
hesitated.
is team junk point, man. Swift,
It's true.
Swift has
It's
5
true.
going into the 4th. And
Well,
comes out with
I mean, I think
24.
the deciding point for me in that moment was James Conner's on Arizona and Swift
You got
is
any
on.
more?
I got-
Swift is
is
an
on
interesting
Detroit.
one.
I got a couple more, yeah.
Come on, team.
All right.
All right, how about
Send him out.
Cordero Patterson?
You're terrible.
Oh, James Conner.
Really?
No.
Cordell Patterson?
I think I agree with you on Connor, but I would never say it that easily. I think they're very close.
Listen, I was just looking at Cordell Patterson, and
his floor is ridiculous.
his floor
He's
is
been very
ridiculous,
good,
but
and I
it's
don't think
like
it's gonna
it's
stop.
it's kind of fluky. Like he
Why is
doesn't
it
get
gonna
to
stop. Why is it always stopping?
I don't know. I just don't like. I like the fact that James Conner, from what I've seen, I guess from 1 week sample size, he got a lot more opportunity to create the.
I think
the
he
big
had a great
points.
game.
Cordell Patterson gets like 9 rushing attempts, maybe like 6 targets.
Can I introduce you to someone named Kyler Murray?
Yes, that's why I like.
He definitely
James Conner.
scalps red zone rushing.
Yeah, I'm
attempts.
sure he does. He actually hasn't done it as
he
much
hasn't
this
done
year.
that this year, though.
But
That's why James
Connor's been amazing.
Connor has
in the
like
red zone.
11 touchdowns.
He's
Yeah.
been amazing. In
I
the
think
red
he's
zone.
like the touchdown
Okay,
leader.
He
I mean, I
is. He's
agree.
leading the league in rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
Swift is a tough one. We can at least agree Swift. And
Yeah, no,
Swift is
that's
a
why I
tough-
hesitated.
and Patterson's a tough one.
That's why I hesitated on Swift. I don't.
What
for
was
me,
the first one?
the
First one was
Let's see how hot he is. Ask him Jonathan.
Josh Jacobs.
Ask him Jonathan
Oh,
Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor, for
James
sure. You
Conner.
gotta go Jonathan
Okay, I
Taylor.
just wanted to
Jonathan
make
Taylor
sure
for
we
sure.
hadn't entered the
Okay, no, wait.
absurd
I
category.
got at least one more good one. What about
right.
Daryl Henderson?
Ooh,
probably
absurd.
Daryl Henderson.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had
So
more.
you like Henderson better than Swift?
Yes,
I do.
I do.
I like
Yes.
Swift better.
I don't like Swift better.
I like Henderson.
I don't like
better.
that he's on Detroit.
I like.
It doesn't matter if he's
That's
on
why I like
Detroit.
Henderson better. They're
Yeah.
I like the fact that they're just going to score so many more touchdowns.
Yeah.
But Swift does get there so many ways. But Henderson
does.
is too.
They
run-
have the exact same number of fantasy points right now. So.
Yeah, no, it's not an easy
Yeah.
call by any means. I have a lot of teams that have both of them, by the way, not to flex, but I loved Henderson preseason. He made sense. I read an article that was in the LA Times preseason that said we're going to rest him in the preseason because he's going to play all 3 downs all season as long as he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
He's just a 3-down back. He plays every down.
Henderson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an injury-prone guy, though. That's what
I
I,
mean,
don't like about him.
Yeah, but he is giant. He's the closest looking thing to Derrick Henry that
Yeah.
there is in the league, like just size wise. Like
I don't know.
he's a
Daryl
big
Henderson?
dude. Yeah, if you
He's like 220.
that's a good size running back.
Well, Derrick Henry's like 250.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's one of a kind. I said the most kind of like.
I think
Anyway.
probably Nick Chubb is.
We got a relevant question here. This guy's asking James Robinson or Swift.
Well, that's a good one. I like Swift better.
I
do you think?
too. I think Swift's better.
I think Swift is just more talented,
He gets just so
and
many
he's
targets.
better in the pass game.
Yeah, he gets so many
Yep.
targets, and I mean, when they get behind, they literally go to one play, and that's throw it to Swift
Yeah,
over
and
the
they're
middle.
going to be behind every game.
Yeah.
Hence why they haven't won a game yet.
Robinson's not bad. When Robinson's healthy, he is a fantasy monster.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
is. I love
Right.
James Robinson. Okay, so the last player on the list that we have that we want to at least talk about is Jonathan Taylor. Most likely the next Derrick Henry if we don't have a Derrick Henry. Matt actually said this like last week, and I didn't give it enough credit. But yeah, from what I saw this past week, Jonathan Taylor looks like the closest thing you could get to a Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
As
Jonathan-
far as
League.
stats are concerned, yes.
Yes, yeah.
Jonathan
yeah.
Taylor
Stats
is-
concerned, yes.
He's almost a Derrick Henry who also catches the ball better
That's
than Derrick
right.
Henry.
That's what's great about it. And he doesn't even
Yeah.
play on third down. Like he gets.
Yeah, they go with Hines.
He gets those catches on first and second.
Yep.
down.
No,
I mean,
he's just a really
how many
good all-around.
70-yard screenplays does he have? I mean,
I feel like it's every week.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
At this point, right now, is he the number 1 running back for the rest of the year?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Like I said, I was checking total points scored so far. Derrick Henry still has everyone beat in the league by 20, and then it's Jonathan Taylor.
Would you rather have Taylor or McCaffrey?
Taylor, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of confidence in the fact, or in McCaffrey finishing the season healthy.
We're still adjusting to this version of McCaffrey. I don't know that he is going to ever be that McCaffrey again. Do you think so?
Yeah, but I think Darnold's really holding him back.
Yeah,
That's what I think
Like
Darnold's
this
holding
year-
him back. I think the offense they're running is holding him back. Yeah, I think
I agree with that. This year, I don't think we're going to see the same McCaffrey until someone can do a better job at getting him the ball. And
Brady-
I bet McCaffrey
Brady
will have
is
at
a
least
much-
one game this week or this year where he scores 30 points.
Sure,
Right.
I'm sure that'll usually,
Brady
but
is
we're
an
used
off-
to like a 20-point every week.
Yeah,
McCaffrey.
for sure.
Brady as an offense coordinator loves to throw the ball down the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a dink and dunk
And
guy.
and Darnold just can't do it.
No,
No.
he does not
Just
have.
can't do it.
Brady
No.
unfortunately does not have the quarterback for his offense yet.
No.
Kind of on the topic of Jonathan Taylor, though, what do you think about Carson Wentz? Because he's been putting up numbers.
I like Carson Wentz
Isn't he
more
the
than I
only-
liked him last
only
year.
quarterback to throw 2 touchdowns in every game.
And I
right?
think he's thrown one interception for the first time, and it was that fluky one where he was like just trying to get out of getting safe or getting a safety called on him, and he just kind of
I
threw
mean,
it
that
up.
wasn't really fluky. It was a terrible
Right,
decision by
terrible,
him.
but like fluky situation is what I mean. Yeah,
the fact that it turned into a safety.
who,
yeah,
who,
but,
who do the Colts have this week? Do we know? I haven't looked yet.
they
haven't
play. I got it right here.
Yeah, pull it up.
They play Jacksonville.
Oh wow!
Ooh, nice.
Okay,
So
Wentz may be a great pickup.
Yeah.
It's
I
a good-
I rotate quarterbacks in a lot of my leagues.
Yeah,
Ah.
I've done that in leagues too.
Yeah, almost like defenses.
Yeah.
So Wentz would be a great pickup if you're doing that this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that's hard for me with Wentz is like if you watch him, he looks terrible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like he's
have
the
to
kind of
admit-
guy where put him in your lineup, but don't watch a game because you're not going to feel good about it.
But he always throws 2 touchdowns, and Pittman is a beast.
Pittman's
yeah,
been
Pittman.
killing it.
I didn't
Yep.
give Pittman enough credit or
I
even
picked
attention.
him up a couple weeks ago in a league where there aren't very many things on the wire. I was surprised to find him.
I can't believe he was on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the
He's been getting
4-team
targets
league that
all
you're in?
year.
what?
Is that
Yes.
the 14? Okay.
But almost every player in that league, because there's 25 players on
Right.
that, and you play everybody. So I
Yeah.
was surprised to find him.
Yeah.
But he's
He's
paid.
he's the
paid
number
off
10
since-
receiver on the season right now.
He's in the what?
Number 10 receiver on the season right now.
Nice. Okay, so we got a couple questions, and then we're gonna go into our waiver wire segment.
Yeah.
This is from the Chosen Rose.
I like the name.
What do you think about this trade? Eckler for Fournette and Woods.
Ooh, that's another good one.
Fournette, I was looking at him this past week, and he's been putting up some decent numbers. He gets a lot of rushing attempts. I like Fournette a lot better than I thought I ever would this season.
He brings up not to interrupt you. I think that's a great trade offer. That's a hard.
Which side do you like?
If I have to look at the rosters, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. It's
It's
roster
definitely
dependent.
roster dependent, yeah.
But
I think I like the Fournette Woods one a little bit.
I
yeah,
like-
Eckler's another guy that it's hard for him to make it through a full season. I keep getting nervous.
I don't know. I think Eckler is pretty tough.
Oh, I agree.
He missed
but-
time last year, but I think that was the only time he's ever missed time.
Well,
I personally like the Eckler
I don't
side.
say that. That was an opinion that I don't have much to back it up with. I just, for some reason, he scares me that he's going to get hurt again.
He's a smaller guy, so I mean,
Yeah.
I could see that
Yeah.
feeling. But
All right.
No,
no-
I agree. The next question brings up somebody I was surprised not to see on your list of people to discuss.
Fryermuth,
Yeah.
Freiermuth.
I like Fryermuth.
Yeah,
I picked him up and started him.
Yeah,
in
he's
our league
asking-
last week.
Freiermuth over Higbee is what he's asking. And the reason why Josiah likes him so much is because he needed Freiermuth to score him, like 12 points? Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
He
and he got me
scored
2 touchdowns
17,
last
yeah.
week. Yep.
So,
He got that in TDs.
do you guys like Higbee more than Freiermuth? I can't say his name.
I like Fryermuth better. It seems like Stafford just doesn't throw to tight ends a lot. I mean, really, his whole career hasn't thrown to tight ends a lot. And Ben Roethlisberger loves to throw to the tight end right now, especially in the red zone. They're either giving it to Harris or they're throwing
I
it
think
to
he's
Fryermuth.
I think he's a huge steal off the waiver wire
Yeah.
right
yeah,
now.
yeah, I think that's
If
I
you're-
didn't
if
even
you're- I
think
mean,
about him.
Like a lot of us in high stakes leagues, tight ends are definitely people. I've drafted teams where we didn't even draft a tight end.
You just pick him up
Yeah.
off the
Yeah.
waiver wire. No, that's a good move. That's a good move.
Yeah.
especially if there's no one available. I mean, there's like you want four guys to be
usually, yeah,
available.
if you
If they're
don't
not
have one
available,
Who pays off?
Yeah.
You happy about your Waller pick right now in the third round? If you picked Waller,
You're happy probably with Kelsey.
yeah, help you with
I don't
Kelsey.
even know if he's paying off as a first round pick
He
compared
might
to
be
some of
putting.
these guys.
He might not be putting up the numbers you're hoping for, but he's still the number one tight end,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
for sure by far the number tight end.
Right.
So
which has value in itself. No matter
yes,
how many
he's
points it is.
MVP in it, as we used to call it.
Yeah.
But that's about it, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're not too happy with Kittle. Even Hawkinson's been a little disappointing.
yeah, he's been
Andrews.
he got dropped in a couple of leagues. that I
Andrews
was in.
starts off hot and has been in.
Andrews
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
a, is a hit
Andrews
or miss
is
guy.
yeah, hit or miss for
Yeah.
sure. Another question from the chosen. We're gonna do his next two, and then we'll move on to our next segment.
Yeah.
Is Josh Allen going to do well next week? Who is the Bills?
Well, obviously, I'm going to take a second to promote the Thursday Daily Fantasy
Oh, of
Show
course,
where we will
absolutely.
likely discuss
Yeah, plug it.
his outlook.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
On the
we
pivot.
we will do that for sure. We pay
This is a branch of the pivot.
Yep.
But the pivot, the big show, as we like to call
the
it,
big show.
on Thursday. Well, we definitely discuss how individual players are going to do.
Yep.
But yes, I don't even know his matchup yet.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
New
I'm
York
coming-
Jets.
New York
Yes.
Jets.
That is
Josh
why my
Allen.
answer
I
is
feel like
yes.
he's
I
going
like
to do
Josh
good.
Allen
Yeah,
this week.
he's going to do
I'm
very
a big
good.
Josh Allen
in
fan
my
this
opinion.
week. Yes, I'm a big Diggs fan, and
I wouldn't go benching Josh Allen. He's been good all year. Had one bad game. I wouldn't dwell on that.
yeah.
So this is a callback to his earlier trade question. He's letting us know who's in his rosters:
Allen,
Josh
Okay.
Allen,
Eckler,
Zeke,
Patrick.
Eckler, yeah, Patterson, Judy, Sanders, Kirk, Higbee, Furmuth.
He does kind of need that Woods upgrade. So
It depends
Judy
if
Sanders.
Patterson is running back only.
It must not be. Or maybe he's got him in his flex or something. But his
I mean, as a running back, I think he's playing him as a running back.
but Woods is an upgrade over Sanders for sure, right?
Woods is probably an upgrade over all of his
I
wide
think I was
receivers,
going
right?
to
And
say
then-
Woods is going to become a star wide receiver. So
Yeah.
And then he's replacing Eckler with Fournette. It's not that
I'd do it.
bad.
So I think it's a good
I'd do
trade
it.
for you.
Yeah.
I
I wa-
like Eckler a lot.
I'd
but
rather
you
have
could use
I'd
the
rather
wide
have
receiver help,
Fournette
so I
and
think
Woods
it's
on
pretty
that.
good.
Yeah, I agree with
Definitely, that's an ESPN league.
Yep.
ESPN, so he's running back only. Yeah.
that. Yep, I would do that trade.
So you only have to play 2 running backs. Yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah, I would do that too. I think we all
Yep.
agree with that.
Yeah, because you're gonna definitely you're gonna have a pretty solid team now. That's gonna improve your team.
Yeah, they'll make your team better for sure. Wide receivers get a good upgrade.
And good pickup on the tight end. I
Yeah.
think-
Yep, Freiermuth, we like
Yeah.
him. I think he's going to have a good rest of the season.
so.
All right, our next segment is waiver wire targets, and to be honest, I wasn't too excited about the waiver wire this week, but we did look up some of the people we've already targeted in previous weeks, and so you might hear the same name, except for this guy. We've never talked about this guy.
There's a few
And
decent ones in there.
I just kind of added him because,
Jamal Agnew's junk.
yeah,
Okay.
Jamal Agnew.
Jamal Agnew,
I
yeah.
read
We
a
just
story.
moved past
No,
this
I read a
one.
story this week that he's getting all the slot work now, and in
He was
week
a defensive
8.
back at the beginning
Great.
of the year.
Yeah, week 8. Listen, week 8 he got 12 targets, caught 6 of them, and then week
I watched
week 9.
I watched the great Agnew game live. Or not live in person, but I noted that he was having a great game, and then I watched the next one.
And he got 5 targets, caught 3 of them for 27 yards. So I mean, if
you're
hurting-
starting Agnew, you start making some trades.
he's only what is it?
I think Cuz agrees with me on this one.
He's only 5% owned.
I'm not.
You've got a great list here of players to discuss. I don't know that Agnew.
He's not. No, he's at the very bottom of this.
We'll bring
list.
up the worst one first.
Yeah,
go
he's
ahead.
at the very bottom of this list. But
So
I
this
actually,
is let's call this if you're really hurting. Like this is like
This is definitely only a very deep league ad.
yeah, very deep
Yeah.
league ad. I wouldn't
below
really.
0.
I wouldn't break the bank to get him, but I feel like he could possibly
But if you
turn
are
into
in
something.
a deep PPR league and you need a flex who's going to get some targets, there's a guy that's probably available.
Go Elijah Moore.
Trevor Lawrence doesn't like to throw the ball deep, and he's the slot guy. So I mean, there you go. So the next one we got on here is Eno Benjamin, who is basically a handcuff to injury-prone James Conner. So if you're hurting at running back and you need something to at least look forward to, hoping, I mean, of course, we're not going to look forward to James Conner getting injured. We don't want that to happen. But it has happened. So if you needed some potential running back value,
Deep roster guys. Like,
Yeah.
Because like high stakes leagues usually have 20 teams per. I'm guessing Benjamin's probably going to be the highest pickup in high stakes leagues.
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of anybody.
Yeah,
It'll be one of the top ones.
Plus the fact that he scored.
He's
helps a lot.
potentially more than a handcuff guy. I mean, he could just take the Chase Edmonds
Yeah,
role,
I was gonna
and
say,
Chase
they're- yeah.
Edmonds has been good.
They're
Yeah.
a 2-back team for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he could. He's not even 1% owned across ESPN
Wow.
leagues.
Yeah,
He's
so, I mean,
actually 0.1%
He's
owned.
available in your league.
He is 100% available in your league. He had 9 rushing attempts last week, 39 yards and 1 touchdown.
And if you don't want to start Jamal Agnew in your
I would
In your
definitely
flex.
start Benjamin over Agnew this week. Jared, would you play Benjamin or Agnew this week?
I don't know. It's the
I don't know.
Jets,
It's-
right?
it's-
Actually, this may be Agnew week.
Yeah, this would be Agnew week, I think. Oh, no, wait. It's not. No, they're not playing the Jets.
I thought we just said they were.
No, Bills are playing the
the
Jets.
Bills are
that's
playing
right.
the
All
Jets.
Sorry.
But no, I'd probably start Benjamin this week. He's projected for what is it? I mean, he's not even projected that high, but I like him. I like his
I would
opportunity.
play him over Agnew.
Yeah.
ESPN's top-notch algorithm doesn't have him projected high.
No,
That's good to note.
no, they don't.
They've got a lot of variables that they're throwing at that.
They
So
got a.
It's called. They take games that he's played, they divide it, and then
He's projected 4.3 points. Agnew was like 8. So,
Yeah,
but I still like Eno's opportunity.
I like
better than-
Benjamin
And
more.
if you're
Yeah.
using ESPN,
This is definitely,
for your-
again, deep league if
Yeah.
you're starting Benjamin. But
Yeah.
guys, I'm going to put a little promotion for Line Star here.
Okay.
Line Star
drop
is an algorithm basically.
Right.
Every DFS sport, it helps you with start sit questions because their algorithm is a little bit better than ESPN's. Line Star is
ESPN's is not that great.
not an advertiser of the show, but
Mhm.
they're something that both the Juice and I use quite a bit. They could be an advertiser to the show if they would like. But no, really, look, if you guys are really playing fantasy, use there's tools. Use the tools.
Yeah, absolutely.
right.
Don't rely on ESPN. Don't rely on anything Matt Berry says. Ever.
There's actually one week where I was watching.
Mike Clay.
There's one week where I was
2
watching
weeks ago,
Matthew
Matt
Berry.
Berry told me not to play Brandon Cooks in DFS, and I still want to kill him. I don't know why. I make fun of him all the time. I don't know why I let.
You don't know why he listened?
Why I let him influence me, but I did not start Brandon Cooks because of Matt Berry, and it
You
reissued
should have
my
known
hate.
better. Should have known
With
better.
like 2
No,
weeks
I
ago,
should.
I was watching him
He's terrible.
for some reason. And he said James Conner's going to get a touchdown guaranteed, and so like, all right, I'll start in my dynasty league, and he actually got a touchdown. But that's like the first time that's ever worked. With
Good
me
for
listening.
you.
to
James
Matthew
Conner
Berry.
scored a touchdown almost every week. this year.
Almost every week. I guess that was pretty easy for him to
not a very
predict,
hot
right?
take.
Yeah.
Good for you and Matthew Berry's relationship.
We got along one week. It
I'm
was
glad
great.
you and Matthew Berry are there now.
All right, this one we mentioned mainly because we wanted just to have a quarterback.
There is no reason
here.
in any 12-man league that you'd be starting this guy, but yes, let's go ahead.
It's a Trevor Simeon, and
If it's
if
a
you're
super
in,
flex league,
it's if you're in a
If it's
super
if it's
flex,
a super
Okay, yeah,
flex,
super
super
flex
flex
quarterback,
week,
okay,
which
yeah.
is what we're in, and there is
Fair,
no quarterbacks
fair.
on the waiver wire. It's Trevor Simeon.
He
He's
is-
only 3.6% owned. He had 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a fumble. 22 fantasy points. So if you're hurting at quarterback and no one else wants
hurting.
him, then just grab him up. Stick him in there. He might be a season-long quarterback. Who knows? It doesn't look like they really want Taysom Hill to be the guy.
I don't know. I think
So,
I wouldn't be surprised if they bench him this week for Taysom Hill.
Yeah, if he throws a couple
Those numbers
interceptions.
actually surprised me. He had actually a decent game
Yeah,
and
he
a
had a
loss
decent
to the
game.
and a loss to the Falcons.
Yeah,
if
decent
you
game.
can have a decent game and the
Well, they were
loss
playing
to the Falcons.
from behind a lot
That's
the
true.
second half, so
Yeah.
it makes it easier on quarterbacks.
Yeah, I didn't actually forgot to check. I don't know if they have the rushing or passing attempts on here. They do not, but it was a decent game for a quarterback that's only 3.6% owned. But that's really all the time that we want to put on Trevor Simeon.
That's all he gets.
That's all he gets. We've already talked about this guy, Elijah Moore. Probably, most likely, the
Is he your favorite?
hottest waiver wire pickup
Is he
in
your
your
favorite
league.
on our list?
I think he's up there. Yeah, I think he's up there. Probably my favorite. Probably not. I don't know about you guys, but
In high stakes league, he's not available, but in
Yeah.
ESPN leagues, he's definitely available because you only have to start
He's not very owned.
2 receivers in ESPN leagues.
we'll see here. He is 15% owned, so higher than the rest of the people we've mentioned so far.
That's definitely most leagues he's available.
Yeah,
In
most
ESPN,
leagues
he's
he's
definitely
available.
going to be available.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, deeper the roster, the less likely he's going to be available. Just because
Absolutely.
some people had to be stashing him.
But I really like this guy. I think he's got potential to actually
like Moore
give
a
you
lot,
points
too.
this year, and if it's a
I think
keeper
he's
league,
great.
yeah, points next year.
Definitely extremely talented for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah. Next guy on this list, he's coming off an IR injury, And surprisingly, he's kind of available enough to be on the waiver wire pickup list, and that is Logan Thomas.
It's because people like me who had him picked up Ricky Seals-Jones, and I don't carry 2 tight ends, so I'm sure.
Yep.
I'm sure he's probably pretty available, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I like Logan Thomas quite a bit.
I do too. He's 47% owned across ESPN leagues. Before he got injured, he was consistently putting up 10 points a week.
He's their second biggest passing threat, right?
Yeah.
There's McLaurin.
There's
and,
McLaurin.
and then Logan Thomas, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Next is J.D. McKissick.
Yeah. J.D. McKissick, who I have never been a fan of.
I dropped Gibson in that league, 25.
Antonio Gibson?
Yeah, 4-man.
He's probably borderline droppable.
He is.
I
I
dropped
think-
him from Patterson.
Well,
Oh,
that was a
that's
good
easy.
move.
That's
That was
easy
a good
choice.
move. Yeah, that's a very
I just feel like
easy
yeah.
choice. But in a league where it's hard to find a good tight end, and I feel like Logan Thomas would be a great add if you are hurting at that
I like
position.
your next one a lot.
All right, our next one is Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Mm-hmm.
He plays
Jared
for
hates
Cleveland. I don't love him, but Odell
I like
Beckham is
him.
gone
I like
now,
him too.
so he'll get to keep that spot instead of handing it over to Odell Beckham and watch him accomplish nothing
And
because
again,
they don't have
they're
chemistry.
running a different offense now, and it very much favors his style.
Yeah, this is something that Josiah said earlier. I mean, basically, you can say it what you said about
Yeah, Jared was just
Jones.
Jared didn't like Donovan Peoples-Jones because he's like, well, he only gets a few targets every
That's
game.
not true, though, is it?
It is.
He hasn't been super high on the target tree right now.
He's
but,
got 3 last week, 5 the week before that.
But I mean, I was just telling him like 8 years ago when Josh Gordon went off, it was the same deal. The
Yes,
whole
it
first
was
half.
like 3 for 110. and a
Yeah,
touchdown.
and
Yep.
so a lot of people are like, oh, it's fluky. But
Yeah. I don't
as
know,
the
I
season
like
goes
him.
on, the targets go up if you do well.
I mean,
Right.
if the Browns are going to continue to play well, I think he will be playing well.
The Browns are going to continue to play well. They're
I
a good
think he'll
team.
Play well.
Yep.
They're playing decently today. Okay, and the last one on the waiver wire list is now what feels like the number 1 running back for the Eagles, and that is Jordan Howard.
Mm-hmm. I think Jordan Howard's probably a better pickup than Eno Benjamin, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if you're
Yeah.
actually going to use them, yes.
Right. Well, yeah, if you have to start him this week, definitely.
Yeah.
Jordan Howard. But
Yep.
he looked good.
I'm
He
a little
looked good.
worried
I
about
watched some of the highlights of him.
The Philadelphia running back. It sounds very 49ers 2 years ago to me.
Yeah,
right now.
I don't have a lot of confidence in it. Last week he had 17 rushing attempts, 71 yards, 1 touchdown, 13 points.
Didn't he have another touchdown called back?
He might have. I didn't get to see that game.
I didn't
think
see
he
that,
did.
but
Yeah,
I think
he's
he
got
did.
3 touchdowns in 2 weeks.
3 touchdowns
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
And
Yeah.
I think he got one called back. I'm not positive, but
I watched some highlights of their game, and he looked really good.
yeah, I like. He's
He
always
looked-
been a
he
touchdown.
looked very fast.
Touchdown guy.
Yeah, he's only 8% owned, 8.4% owned across ESPN leagues.
I
Most
think
likely he's
if you
available
really
in
need
yours.
if you need someone like an actual starter at RB2, I think he's a guy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd feel
and I mean, if he
better
keeps playing
than
well,
a
he's
lot.
going to keep getting touches. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely worth a chance on the waiver.
But
I like it.
that's the list we have here. Do either of you have a dude that you can think of that you want to add to this before we move on?
One that I had that we didn't talk about was Brandon Ayuk.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's been terrible all year. Finally
I
got
hate
some
him.
targets, had a good game. But he's a guy that's worth thinking about because he's obviously talented, right?
Yeah.
I hitched my wagon to Ayuk.
Trust me, I'm
So
very
did he.
frustrated with Ayuk
Who
too.
who did you draft instead of? Oh, you
I told Jared a
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago that
You could have maybe
we
Cup.
we had an auction an auction draft and
They went for
Cooper
the
Cup
same
went
amount.
up and I was in the bidding war and then I stopped because I go I'm just gonna get Brandon Ayuk instead.
Oh, because they're having such similar seasons, right? Like, I mean, they're just one and the same, right? Like, God, that's
Clearly
the
interchangeable.
Debo Samuel factor. I didn't take into consideration. I drafted 0 Samuel, and
I did too.
I think out of the 8 teams, we have 6 Ayuks.
Yeah, I got a lot of Brandon Ayuk. I just thought he was gonna build on what he did last year.
Well, maybe he's starting to come back. He had
He
And
looks
he might.
like a different player. I think he was banged up early.
maybe
in the
he
season.
was. He had
Because now
might
they
have
have
been.
him returning punts again, right? Like he wasn't doing that all season.
I don't know about that, but I know I read
He's
a lot
definitely
of
returning
reports.
punts. I don't know that he returned punts last game.
In the middle of the season, there were a lot of reports that Shanahan was just frustrated with him.
I
Really?
heard he
So,
got
I mean,
like in the
maybe that got in
yeah.
his head and got him working a little harder. I
Maybe
don't know.
they're involving him more because week 8, 7 targets, 4 receptions, 8.5 fantasy points, 45 yards. Last week, 8 targets, 6 receptions, 89 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah,
So he's getting more involved.
I would want to add him if I can, but I would never start him next week. Don't trust him yet.
Don't trust him yet. He's only
But
45%
his upside
owned
is
across
well
leagues.
Debo
worth the
Samuel's
chance to pick him up.
capable of having like 56 fantasy points, right? And leaving,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
leaving
absolutely
zero
is,
for Ayuk to
Right.
have.
All right, Matt.
If
do
you
have
want me
one?
to add one,
Yep.
I think we already talked about him. And that's the tight end for Pittsburgh. I think.
The guys that
Pat
name
Freiermuth?
that I can't.
Yeah, I think he's a
Yeah,
real.
he definitely belongs on this list.
He's not going anywhere, right?
No, he's gonna keep getting a lot of red
Yeah.
zone targets. Turns
That's
out
about
those
as
are worth a
far
lot of
as-
fantasy points.
It's about as far as he can throw it.
Yeah, right.
So he goes on the route. I don't think he can throw it any deeper than him.
Right.
So.
Yeah, he's gonna be a good back end tight end.
How many
rest of the
did
year.
Claypool end up? I fell asleep early last night. What did Claypool end up with last night?
Claypool didn't do much. He had like 3 for 35 or something like that.
He didn't
That's
do
it.
much. I'm pulling up the tight ends numbers real quick. Which so the past 3 weeks he's gotten 6 to 7 targets every single week.
He's my pick.
Yeah,
For
that's pretty
Freiermuth?
good.
Yeah, I
for
just think.
Freiermuth,
I mean,
yeah.
you can play him.
He's been good.
He's going to get so many targets. You might be able to play him in the flex.
Yeah, 32% owned across ESPN leagues. We're gonna pull up Chase Claypool. I think he did something kind of exciting last week. I can't remember.
No, Claypool didn't have a great game.
I think it was maybe 10 points though, which is
I think
that's
it was
the wrong
less.
one.
I think it was less.
Claypool, that's exciting.
That's exactly. That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. That is exciting week for Claypool with 10 points. He had 5.
How about Clayton Thornton? How'd he do?
Yeah,
that was an
I
accident.
know one thing. That's definitely not Claypool.
He had 5 targets, 3 receptions, 30 yards, 5.8 fantasy points in a half PPR league. So
Ugh.
not great. Not great. His numbers aren't looking that great. But I think that's pretty much it for our waiver wire segment. Can you guys think of anything else?
No,
No,
I
I
think
think you guys
I
nailed
think
it.
we covered a lot of
Yeah, I
guys
think
to
we-
take a look at.
Covered pretty much everything we could think
Oh,
of.
I guess I'd throw Devontae Booker. But
Devontae
did he
Booker?
get hurt? Did he get hurt at the end?
I
Devontae
don't know.
Booker. Well, I mean, Saquon Barkley is gonna be healthy. I think.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I liked Booker.
I
though.
will-
He's looking good.
If you already
He's
have him, I
questionable.
probably wouldn't drop him just because he did look good. And if Barkley gets hurt again, Booker's pretty
Anyway,
good.
next segment.
All right, our next segment is our buy low, sell high segment. Basically, we're all going to pick players to buy low and pick players to sell high. Josiah, you want to start us off with what you're thinking?
Buy low or sell high? Which
We're
one
going to
you
do
wanna
buy low
first?
first. We'll go buy low across the board first.
I think I got one.
All right, here's what I'm buying low on. We talked about him for a minute, and I'm pretty interested in him. It's DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift.
You're buying him low? Is he low right now?
He had a bad week last week, coming off a bye. Jared hates him. I mean,
I don't
if
like him.
Jared had him, I'd be buying him off of Jared.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree that he's going to have consistent points.
I
for
really
that.
like him, and he seems to not be getting quite the respect that I think he could show to deserve by the end of the year.
Last week, he just came off a bye, and the week before that, he only scored 5.6 points.
Right.
So he's.
So
he
I mean,
could
I think
definitely be in
if
a
you
buy low
really want him,
situation.
this is the time to buy him right now.
Yep, because past those week, he looks relatively consistent.
Yep.
Yeah, like easily could get you 20 points in a week, and I'm sure there's a lot of frustrated people holding him right now.
Yeah, I think there is. So I think he's a great buy low guy.
Yeah, if you got somebody who wants to trade you Swift, take him.
I think Swift could be a top 5 running back rest of the year. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I agree.
He's just too talented. Just too talented.
100%.
Yeah,
agree.
he loves Swift.
I love Swift
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Swift was on a different team, he would be one of the best running backs in the league. No doubt.
Yeah, it's probably true. It sucks he's on Detroit, who doesn't know how to win.
I would enjoy seeing Swift play for the Rams.
Oh,
So-
man,
sure,
right?
it'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah, if you put Swift in Darrell Henderson's job, he would be killing it.
Yeah.
I like Henderson, but I do think Swift would kill it in that role.
Yeah.
All right, my buy low.
Oh, whoa. Don't I get one there?
Oh yeah,
Host?
we're going this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Or
like
you
to
go first. You wanna
We
go
like
first?
to go clockwise.
I like.
I'll just go because I already pulled it up
Okay,
on
let's
the
hear
screen.
it. Yeah. Oh, so we
My
already-
buy low is Odell Beckham. And the reason why I'm saying buy low in Odell Beckham is because you can probably get him for really, really cheap. And most
might check your
likely,
waiver
wherever you might check the waiver wire, he's 74% owned across ESPN leagues. He might be available in yours. But doesn't matter where he goes, his opportunity goes way up because him and Baker did not know how to connect. There was a video I watched this past week where there were so many moments where Odell Beckham had beaten his defender, and Baker just didn't even look at him. Like, there's like 30 minutes of footage of this.
He'll be way wide open too as a fourth receiver for the
For the Buccaneers, if he lands on the Bucks, I'd still like him better than Cleveland because
Oh,
Tom
yeah.
Brady will
Oh,
get
yeah,
the ball
for sure.
Tom
everyone.
Brady's throwing
Yeah.
you the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
automatically
gonna
better.
throw it just to make a point.
Yeah,
right,
Yeah,
Right,
like-
exactly. No, I think this is a great buy low week. Odell Beckham is going to be on some team, and you know what? It's not going to cost a lot for you to get him because everyone that's owning him is frustrated with him. All right,
Yeah.
that's my buy low. Matt, what do you got for
The
us?
reason I wanted to get mine out is because I forgot mine twice while
I'm
Josiah
sorry.
was speaking. So no,
Sorry.
Antonio Brown,
Antonio Brown. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Pretty good one.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be back. I think people forget the monster games he was putting up, and
Yeah, because he's been dealing with an injury, right?
yeah,
Yeah, for the
so-
last 3 weeks. This will be week 4 if he doesn't play.
But I kind of do you guys know what like the Tampa Bay Lightning did in the NHL last year
Mm-mm.
during COVID?
No.
Mm-mm.
They like literally had 2 players sit out the season and only played in the playoffs.
Really?
They were
Really?
they were that confident in themselves that they could make the playoffs. They did. They set out their 2 best players
Wow.
and brought them back only for the playoffs.
Wow.
I feel like Tampa Bay might sign Beckham and start doing this, like sitting,
Really?
resting players for 2 or 3 weeks until the playoffs.
I don't know. It's not like they're
Like
undefeated.
Fournette's gonna get it, yeah, but they're gonna make the playoffs, right?
Well, they probably want to get the top seed.
We'll see. I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm not conspiracy theory saying. I feel like Antonio Brown is going to come back and have strong games. I feel like
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. His
they don't
targets,
have to rush him back.
Where do you think he
His
ranks?
targets are on the next
But
level.
meanwhile, until O'Neal, I'll wait. That,
You wanna-
that correlates.
That
Actually,
correlates?
I don't know if it. I love Godwin right now until Antonio Brown's out. They moved him to the slot and
Yeah.
they're throwing it.
Godwin's amazing in the slide.
like
He
really
really
is. Very
he's
good in the
literally
slot.
open every play.
Yeah.
Did he get like 16 targets last time he played, like or something
Yeah.
like that?
Something. They're all getting lots of targets. I
Anyway.
mean, even Antonio Brown before he was injured,
I don't know.
it's like
I don't know
10
if
every
Godwin's
week.
I could classify as a buy low, and I wouldn't sell him high. So I don't
No,
know.
I'd just
They
hold him.
don't correlate. Yeah, Godwin. Anyway, I like both of them, Brown and Godwin.
Well, where do
Cool.
you think Antonio Brown ranks rest of the season in terms of Tampa Bay receivers?
Second,
Second. Behind Godwin, ahead of Evans?
Evans is the one that I'm always
Really?
nervous about. Evans, I think, had his game right. Like
I wouldn't be
Mhm.
surprised.
every year.
He's
Evans,
just more touchdown reliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Godwin stays in the slot, I don't. I mean, maybe they'll play him both.
But
of
they
them.
really like Antonio Brown in the slot. So I
Right.
think that
they
will
could-
move.
Or maybe they go 4 receivers, play them both in the slot. If these tight ends don't get back healthy. Or,
True.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown's gonna end up being like the Frank Gore of wide
In
receivers.
Madden, I'd play both of them in the slot. I'd put Tyler Johnson and Evans out wide, and I'd put Antonio Brown and
Yeah, just go 4 wide.
and Godwin in the slot.
I like Godwin a lot. All right. Those are our buy lows. Now we're heading into sell high. This guy's been doing good for a consistent
I like
amount
your
of time.
sell high guy. If it's on the list, I like your sell.
or maybe he's not. Maybe he's just injury prone. Josiah, what's your sell guy? Sell high guy.
Here's my sell high guy. I might have brought him up every week this year, but I'm just going to keep bringing him up because I feel like it's going to pay off at some point.
Until you sell him high, Josiah's going to keep bringing it up.
It's Joe Mixon.
Joe
Oh,
Mixon.
no way. He's having a great year. You guys don't realize how talented he is.
Oh, man, I don't know.
I don't know.
He's
I just
so
don't
good.
like Joe Mixon very much.
I'm
feel
just
like-
not buying it. I
As
think
a human being,
he's
or
been
running
great.
back?
No, it's fine. I don't know him as a human being. I'm talking about fantasy football
Well, he once
player.
punched a woman in the face while at
Well, then
college.
he doesn't
Yeah.
sound that great as a human being either.
he's not great at anything.
He's not great at anything. No.
He's great at putting
No,
up fantasy
put him
points.
He
on
has
right
been, but I don't think I'm buying it for the rest of the season. He's never put together a whole season of good fantasy numbers. He just does stretches.
He's got a foot problem too that always kicks in.
Right, and so I think
Yep.
that he's not going to do what he's done so far for the whole year.
Right now,
fair. He definitely is going to get some high out of him, right?
Well, maybe that's already come.
If it,
'Cause he's
I'm
been-
saying if you're trading him, you
Oh,
should be
right.
getting,
Oh, yeah.
you should be getting a lot back. For
yeah,
Joe
right. His
Mixon,
value
right?
is a lot higher this
He's
week.
the number 2 receiver or the number 2 running back on the year right now in terms of fantasy points. So,
So
I mean,
those
you
would
should
be
be able
hard.
to trade him to get whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah. People probably would be pretty hyped to get him, except for me. I would not
Except
be
for
hyped
me.
to get him.
I'm gonna go Cooper Cup.
Sell high on Cooper Cup.
Yeah, I have absolutely no reason. He's probably gonna kill it, but I don't own any of
You
them.
can literally get whatever you want with Cooper
He's gonna
Kupp.
suck
Literally
because he's
don't
not
own.
on my
Yeah,
team.
he's gonna suck because I own none of him.
Cooper Cup's going to score 0
Yeah, I'm
points
gonna
for
go
3 weeks and still be
Jamar
the top
Chase and
receiver.
Cooper. I'm going Jamar Chase and Cooper Cup because I have none of them on any team. But I have no good reason for
You would
them to-
really want to sell high on him, though?
No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't sell any of those players. There's no way I'd trade Cup or Jamar Chase in any league for anybody. Like you'd have no. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could put together a trade that I'd sell them, but no, I have none on the sell high. I said Cooper Cup as a joke. There's no way I'd say only because I have none of him. And
I feel like you'd have to get, like, Jonathan Taylor and...
You'd have to get a couple
Yeah.
Jamar
pieces.
Chase.
There is no one. There
I
is
would
no
not
one.
trade John. So I can't think of a sell high. Jonathan Taylor, I wouldn't put sell high.
No?
I wouldn't. Who's another one we could sell high? Who's coming off of big games?
I mean, I can think of a few, but they're not very high
Devontae
owned.
Smith. I'm not a big
That's one of
Devontae
them
Smith fan.
that had a good week, but I
I
think
wouldn't
he's
sell
like,
high on Smith. I think he's gonna get better every week.
Yeah.
I don't know. If he's
I think he's.
I don't
very
like his-
talented.
I think there's trades that I would take for Smith.
Yeah, if someone else likes him a
Well,
lot
he's
more
not
than
on
you
Cooper
do.
Kupp's level if that's
Yeah.
what
No.
we're comparing
That's
him.
what I'm
No, Devontae Smith, I just don't. Hurts isn't. He's a runner, and now they've got
Wouldn't you guys say based on what I heard, you'd say Patterson, right?
Cordell Patterson. Yeah, I would absolutely.
I
Yeah,
would.
I don't think I would sell high
I
on
think
Patterson
he has
at this
such a
point.
great floor.
No, I don't feel like it's
And he's so
sustainable.
good in the red zone. He's so quick
Good.
that he's hard to stop.
I think
in
at
the red
some
zone.
point we're gonna see like 3 weeks in a row where he scores you like 8 points.
And clearly, Mike Davis is a chump. And I would.
Mike
Yeah.
Davis sucks.
Yeah. Turns out Mike Davis sucks.
Going into the year, we all thought, what are the Falcons doing? Only keeping Mike Davis? Well, they knew something we didn't. They go,
Yeah.
we have Cordell Patterson.
What are you doing? You only got Mike Davis. We
He
got
really
Cordell
is. I
Patterson.
like his role in that team.
Yeah.
I mean, last week he had 120 receiving yards.
He's good. Newsflash.
Yep. All right, my sell high this week is James Conner, and the reason why it's the sell high is
It's
because
hard to be a waiver wire pickup and a sell high, right?
James Conner's
well,
not a waiver
he's
wire
not a
guy.
waiver wire
Oh, I
pickup.
thought
He's
that.
like
He was on your guys' list.
He was just on our news and notes guy.
yeah, news and
Ah.
notes guy. He's 81% owned across ESPN league. So if you're in the lucky 19% that you can go pick him up, sure, go pick him up. But I would sell him high this week, mainly because there was not a lot of excitement that happened this week. And the only excitement that happened was like Jonathan Taylor and James Conner.
Yeah.
And so everyone's excited about him. I'm excited about him. You can probably get a lot for him this week. And I think he's going to keep being good, but I don't think he's going to keep being that good. And also, as we talked about, he's kind of injury prone, so I'm not that comfortable with him being like my main running back or like my top two consistently, because it's happened to me several times. Owning James Conner leads to me putting him in my IR slot a lot.
Would you trade him for like Mike Evans?
Yes.
If I was hurting for a wide
Mike
receiver,
Evans? No. Oh, yes.
I mean, you could have. I mean, probably a lot of people have two good running backs, and now they have James Conner, so at third. So they're like,
yeah, I'd
I
try
should
to-
trade one for a wide receiver,
yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely. If you need to use him to upgrade a different spot, do it.
Yeah.
I'd be excited
James
about
Conner may have had his best game of the season.
it. I could absolutely agree with you on that.
I don't. I mean, I
Well,
think he's still
I
going to
feel
be
like that's pretty safe because he scored 40 points.
Right. Yeah.
So, I think he's going to be consistently decent.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I just think, yeah, like I think we all
But I
have
think
said.
he's a good sell high category.
Yeah, he's great sell high. There's no way he's gonna. I mean, he might do that again, but you're not gonna get that consistently from him. So I feel like this is the week to sell James Conner.
I'd have a hard time selling him high. I just think he has the potential to be good the rest of the year.
If you have a championship team and you're gonna. Yeah, I mean, if I would only use him if you're gonna be able to like piece something together that fills two spots, right, or
Right.
something like that.
What if you could get? I mean, I'm gonna ask you the same question.
Sure.
If you could get Josh Jacobs or James Conner, which one would you want?
Oh, I want James Conner over Josh
Okay,
Jacobs. Like
so
by a
if I could trade James, Josh Jacobs for James Conner, you think I should do that?
Antonio
Absolutely.
Gibson, James Conner.
I don't trust Josh Jacobs the rest of the year.
I
I don't. I think he's going to be average at best.
Yeah.
I don't see anything in Jacobs' games.
He doesn't even look like when you watch him run, he doesn't even look very good this year.
Which
No.
one did I just ask you?
You said Antonio Gibson for James Conner?
Would you? Yeah, who would you take?
Oh, James Conner.
That's James Conner, like
I'm
by
just
a mile
making
and a half.
sure. I just
Yeah.
cut
Yeah.
Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I was
Okay,
never.
what about
excited
Michael Carter, Antonio Gibson?
I'd go Carter.
Michael and that's the Jets running back, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
over Gibson.
Yeah.
Oh, over Gibson. Yeah, I'd go Carter.
Yeah, not
Okay.
Connor. Not
One
Connor.
more.
Okay.
Elijah Mitchell, Gibson.
Elijah Mitchell.
Okay, so Gibson sucks, right? We
Yeah,
all think
Gibson absolutely
okay.
sucks.
Gibson
I thought
sucks.
I wasn't excited for him before the even season started.
The hot
I could see upside with him, but
in the high stakes league where you can, some of them you can determine where you draft. The hot thing to do was try to get Gibson and Metcalf as so.
at like the
there's a lot-
second, third round guys.
Or no, in high stakes league they were going first round, second round.
Gibson was going in the first round.
Yeah,
That was a mistake.
obviously,
Yeah.
clearly.
Obviously, we can all see that now.
I think I have.
I never would
I
have
think
done
I
that.
have one team. With
I've
that
never been
mistake.
nearly that high on Gibson.
Boy, he looked good at some points last year.
Yeah, I remember
He's had
hearing lots of
flashes,
hype about
but
him, but I
He was
didn't-
great
didn't
at
buy it.
both.
I usually don't trust guys who
At
are
Memphis, he played wide receiver.
wide receivers transferred to running backs.
Yeah, at Memphis, he was a wide receiver
Right.
and kick returner more than he was a running back.
That's why
Yeah.
I didn't trust him as a round one guy.
I thought he'd just get fed the ball passes. So anyway,
Anyways, that pretty much wraps this week up. I can see on my iPad we actually have a decent amount of listeners. On the TV, it always shows one. No matter how good we're doing, it always just shows one.
It's good to know that that's not accurate.
Yeah, that's not accurate.
They don't want our heads to get too big while we're
Yeah,
watching.
yeah, we want our egos low.
Chosen Rose and everybody definitely appreciate the questions.
Yep.
Makes more
Yep,
fun
yep.
for us.
Join
Just
us
with this-
back next week. Join
the
us
whole
on Thursday
point of this
too.
show is
Yep.
to interact. Yes, please join us on Thursday.
Join us on Thursday at noon. Every Thursday at noon, if you play
If you
DFS.
can't be here at Thursday at noon, please go watch it and like and subscribe or comment on the
Yep.
something. We work hard on both these shows, but we put a lot
We
of
do. We are 9 subscribers away from hitting our first goal of 100. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please help us make a dream come true and hit that subscribe button and turn your post notifications on. I'm going to go turn the computer off, but thanks for joining us this week, guys.
Yeah, it was
Thank
fun.
you.
Thank you guys for letting me sit in.
Absolutely.